Please work.
Yay! Okay. Hi, guys. I am going to do both YouTube and Instagram Live tonight. So this, uh-oh.
Let me fix it.
Let's see if I can get that up there.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Let's see. Hi, good night, good night. Welcome, welcome. Like I said, I'm going to try to do both Instagram Live tonight and YouTube Live for tonight's interesting topic. Oh, I need to put. So if you're coming in, welcome, welcome. Let me just put this up. I'll do it from the top so that it doesn't. Try and do it from the top so you don't. So you're turning on the ringtone. The ringtone is all down. Hold on. All right, hold on a minute, guys. All right, let's see if I can get this now. Oh, great. All right. All right, I think I got that. All right, so hi, Lana Judah, I see you're here. I see, okay, so there are 8 persons here. Welcome. And if you are on Instagram Live, I hope you can hear me as well. We want to be talking about some things tonight. I have this, this big question that I think maybe each person on, once you hit in YouTube and it seems as if everything is going well, then you are faced with a decision. I guess that's what I would call it. And that decision is, should you leave your full-time job for YouTube? So if you're just tuning in, I'm your girl Simone of Uniquely Me. I am a Jamaican and I live here in Jamaica. My platform, I create a platform for women to share their stories of trauma and struggles and everyday challenges, and of course, how they triumph over them. So you would have been seeing a number of the episodes on the channel. You would have been seeing the stories of various women here locally and overseas, sharing their stories of abuse, sharing their stories of struggling with their sexuality, sharing their stories of struggling with their family legacies, which if in the eyes of many, the family legacies are not necessarily favorable. And so you would have been seeing, them sharing their stories and that kind of thing. Guys, it's been a journey for me. It's been a 1.5 year journey on building out this platform. And if you've been following through, you would have recognized that I am probably just, I don't think I'm at even touching it. I'm probably it's just probably the tip of the iceberg that I am, what you call it, achieving as we speak. And so it tells me that there's so much more to be achieved. And so if you are on Instagram, welcome. I am also on YouTube Live, and I'm making this a regular thing on a Thursday night where I go live and I basically share with you what's on my heart and allow you to share also. Guys, let me just also prepare you that come next week, I'm going to start the series of talking with a few women who are doing their 9 to 5, and of course they are running their side hustle, and how well it is going and that kind of thing. So just putting that out there right off the bat, that come next week, we're going to be showcasing different women talking about their side hustles and sharing tips as it relates to how you too can start your own side hustle. So tonight I want to ask you a question, and I want you to answer. I want you to respond back to me. Should I leave my corporate job for YouTube? And I want us to talk about that because I did a little research on YouTube, and I saw quite a number of persons sharing there that they have left their full-time job. And so I wanted to talk with you to see, is it worth leaving your full-time job for YouTube? And so the first question is, one would ask why. Why should you leave your corporate job? Why should you leave any job at all that you're doing to do YouTube? What are the benefits of doing so, and what are the disadvantages of so doing? And why do people leave their jobs for other social ventures? Per se. When I was growing up, YouTube was definitely not an option. And I have also seen a number of persons pursuing other things, such as, hi guys, I hope you like my pillow, guys, just showcasing it. I've also seen a number of persons leaving to say go pursue stuff like athletics, different things like that. So it's a real talk. We're doing some real talk things that affects us in this modern time. And even in this time of COVID, where jobs are so uncertain and that kind of thing, should you leave your job to pursue YouTube? So I have here some of the, what are, in quitting, what is it that you are, what are you giving up? Hey Cora, if you are, what if should you leave the job? Let's look at what the pros and the cons and what exactly are you giving up. So some of the things for starters, that should you decide to leave your full-time job, is that you're leaving a stable income. That is the first thing. It's a stable income, and irrespective of what the income is, the reality of the matter is that it's a stable income. Right, you're giving up the stable income. In some cases, you're giving up stability, because at least you know that this is your steady 9 to 5. You know that you are on staff. You know that push come to shove, you have a job. So you're giving up. You're giving up the stable income. You're giving up the stability. You're really giving up your career as well. Because again, for some persons, I remember there is a former boss of mine, her daughter left her law job to go and pursue being a fitness, I think it was a fitness instructor or something to that effect. So you are giving up your career. You're giving up you're giving up the pension. You are giving up the benefits. We are giving up the safety net, right? And is it worth giving all of those things up for YouTube, right? To pursue your passion, because really and truly, and again, we're going to explore it, guys. What is YouTube? Is YouTube a job, or is it a social hobby? Is it a passion, or is it a career? And again, like I said, it's really up for discussion tonight, guys. A precursor to us looking at some side hustles So what would you be giving up should you decide that you are leaving your stable job? You're giving up this stable income, right? Or the certainty of an income. You're giving up the stability of the job. You're giving up a career per se. You're giving up your pension. You're giving up your health benefits, right? You're giving up the stability, the safety net of the family, right? So those are some of the things that you're giving, should you decide to leave the job for YouTube, that you are giving up. But why would you leave your job, for want of a better word, Cora? Why would you leave the job? Line of Judah here on YouTube Live. Why do people give up their stable jobs? And so some of the things that I see, and persons call it, you'll see a number of persons saying on YouTube, I quit my job, I left YouTube to pursue my passion. I left Google to pursue my passion. Why would you give up the stability of your job? And so some of the things that I have seen is that one, persons give up because of peace of mind, right? Some people give up for peace of mind. Some people would say they're tired of the same old. Some people give it up because they want to pursue a passion. Some people give up because they are really going after self-actualization. Some people give up because they are looking, they quit, I should say, because for more money. Some are really looking for multiple streams of income, right? Some give up for various reasons. I don't know if you've ever heard, and it would be so good if you could talk back to me, what are some of the reasons that you've seen why people have given up their jobs, right? And so, is it worth giving up, right? So let's talk a little about the matter of the side hustle. Now, do you need to give up your job because of a side hustle? No, from my perspective, and I'm going to give you my perspective. um less stress, or need a less stressful or demanding job. Yes, Shauna, you can leave it for a less stressful or demanding job, but can I say something, Shauna? Any job at all you go into, once it's a job, it's going, at some point in time, it's going to be demanding or stressful because it's a job and you're doing it for somebody else, right? And so my thing is, and you can, because guess what, you can give it up, but you must have an option. But the question tonight is, should you give it up for YouTube, or for any social? Because you don't, it's not just YouTube that we have that you can pursue a job on. And we're going to go into some of the side hustles that we see, or that I have seen, because I noticed that I have seen, for instance, persons loving to design, right? And so are persons who love to write books, and persons who like to do t-shirts, and so they'll give up their job to pursue that. But what I have found, you see, guys, let me tell you the problem I have, is jumping off the job without having a start. You can't just get up and leave the job and start nothing, right? You don't have a client base. You don't have any income to pump into the side hustle, or this new venture. You don't have any knowledge behind it, right? You hear that somebody else, or that YouTube paying out money, or that if you print t-shirts, you can sell dozens or thousands of t-shirts. When you have 1,000 subs, you can leave the job. But can I tell you something again, Birdie B? Even when you have 100,000 subs, you still can't leave the job, because listen, again, I am discovering so much about YouTube, that again, you can have the 100,000 subs and still, it's still not paying you what you want. I don't think so. At the end of the month, your salary is secure. May I agree, Jackie? I agree with you, Jacqueline. But again, there are pros and cons, and that's what we want to discuss, because there are pros and there are cons. There are positives and there are negatives, and I would want us to be. I want us to balance them, right? The uncertainty of the workplace, the uncertainty with COVID, of course, COVID-19 around us, makes it very much important for us to be thinking side hustle, guys, right? And I want to give us some idea of what haters, of what or thugs, sorry. I want to give us some idea of what some side hustles. I'm gonna screenshot it and put it in the chat, guys. Um, of what some of those side hustles um, could possibly look like. Let me just put it in the chat so we can talk from there. Um, I hope this come off. Hope it comes off. All right. So, like I was saying, is that you want to be exploring first. You want to have a base before you get up and leave. And I still would not even say to you to leave. So you realize I kind of answering the question for myself as it relates to should you leave your 9 to 5 job, your stable income, your corporate job? Should you get up and leave it? Say you're going to pursue YouTube. If you remember when you started in your normal job, you remember how hard it was to settle in. Some people, some of us, some persons have not survived the starting out of the job. Some people leave after 3 months. Some people don't make it through the probation period. And so some of us have made it through the probation period. My stable income, guys, or my stable job, I've been there for 25, I think it's 25 years or more that I have been there. Thanks, Dogs. Sending a link to all my family and friends. Thanks. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Tell them to come on every Thursday night. We're having Thursday Night Live. And we're looking at a real question tonight. Should you leave your stable job to pursue your side hustle? I think it's called side hustle for a reason, guys. Because it's just that. It's a side hustle. And if you're on Instagram, hi, welcome. I am on YouTube Live as well. Tonight we're talking, should you leave your stable income or your fixed 9 to 5 or your corporate job to pursue YouTube or any side hustle? So like I was saying, it's called a side hustle simply because it is a side hustle. There is nothing that you're not committed in a sense to it, similar to your 9 to 5. You can work it when you want to work it, right? Some of us, it works well in terms of, it's because it's a kind of hit and miss. It's not stressing, right? You're doing it on your own time. You're doing it at your own pace. You decide if you want to pump any money in there or not. And then depending on what it is, you might not even have to pump any money, but you have to pump time in it. Because guys, again, no side hustle, just click and you just hit it. I started this YouTube channel long time, but I started taking it serious. When was it? Maybe last year when I decided that when I started the Uniquely Me channel, I decided that I was going to post the videos there. And even so, after a year, guys, I still had not reached the 1,000 subscribers. So it is to start YouTube or anything else. It's not a in the park. Right, guys, it takes a lot of time. Some persons will tell you it takes a lot of putting up a number of videos and stuff. But then I'm also discovering too, it's also about the niche that you're in. So depending on the niche that you're in, you could be making a bag of money on YouTube, because yes, there is money to be made on YouTube, but not everybody is making it, because again, if your content is not substance, persons will know. Just like when you go into the supermarket, guys, and if you're here in Jamaica, you know the different brands. I tell persons that I'm a Grace girl. So, but there are still some things from Lasco that I will buy. Lasco is a brand, guys. And Geddes is a brand. Kendall is a brand. There are some things I will buy from them. But for the most part, if I have a choice, I'm going to stick with my Grace, right? Because I know quality. So it's the same thing when you come on YouTube, guys, or when you go in any side hustle. If you're just going in it for just seeking to make money and not putting in quality work in it, then that's what it is going to be, a side hustle that will quickly die. So again, you have to seriously think about it before you get up and leave. Now, here's the thing now I have found. So you have some persons who might have started things like Amway, things like Avon, or there was another one, Mary Kay. Those are some that I tried. Those multi-level marketing businesses. When you're doing them as side hustles, it's easy because, as I said, it's not really killing you. It's not pressuring you, right? And so you pass and you leave something. Hey, Nikki, what's up, girl? You leave it with somebody, you say, look here, buy that, or when you have out of the time, just drop off some money and give me. And so those monies come in at a time when you really need them. But what I have found, guys, if your side hustle begins to become your sole income and you have not solidified it, it tends to become a little bit more pressuring. So if you have not, so I keep going back, if you have not set the base for your side hustle to become your main income, leaving your stable income to take on a side hustle to become your main income without a proper base could be a wrong move. Could be a wrong move, guys. So you want to first ensure that you've established the base, right? Now, there are other things like any normal business. Any normal business, guys, will tell you that one, you need to have a business plan, you need to have a vision, you need to have a goal, you need to know where you are going with the side hustle, right? And so if it is that you started something and you've made up in your mind that you're going to take it further, you need to know, you need to begin to plan, right? You need to know, what vision do you have in another year or two? So you decide that, okay, you're going to leave your stable income come this summer. Next summer, what is it that you intend to be doing with your side hustle? If it is that you are on YouTube, you must have a goal. Okay. And guys, have to be brain, what you call it? Brain driving your brain crazy and that kind of thing. You get a pen and paper and you write, or you get a calendar. This behind me, by the way, guys, is my vision board of the different things that I want to accomplish or that I have started, but I'm doing them one at a time, because again, you can't do everything one time. So your vision, you must have a vision of where you're going. If you start this November, where do you intend to be next November? Right, Nikki, you know what I'm talking about. You start something again, guys, depending on the kind of business that you're going into, based on what is happening with COVID, you might have to close the doors. So if your business is heavily dependent on walk-in customers, you have to think about that. So let me share something with you guys. When Avon was here in Jamaica, I started doing Avon. And Avon was going on so good. But then guess what happened? I had already market, because once goods come in and they came in and the price was good, I just pack up a box, go work, put it in the boardroom, and I just ask everybody to just come and just take up and pay me month end. I didn't need to worry about the fact that I needed back that money right now. I could wait until month end to get that money. So, of course, I was so gung-ho about Avon, because guess what? You see, month end, everybody have to pay me, because me not play around month end. But then I got so enthusiastic. My husband was reminding me the other day that I got up and I said, oh, I'm going to leave my job because I want to go and sell Avon. You know what happened, guys? If you're here in Jamaica, and if you're not, let me tell you what happened. Avon is no longer in Jamaica. They used to have a dealership here, and have all the meetings and stuff, because I was rocking it in, I was signing up persons, I was selling products and stuff. Avon no longer there. There is no way of getting the products here. And even if I was to try to get the products here, it was harder. Not only that, but one of the things that was happening with Avon at the time is that the bulk of the money was coming in from signing persons up. And then what I discovered had happened is that the market became saturated. So all the places that I was going to try to get to become their supplier, they already had a supplier. And then depending on where you were in the organization, in the Avon organization, persons were able to buy in bulk. So you also have to look at that, guys, with your side hustle, that if you can't buy in bulk and you're going into a business that is already somewhat saturated, when you start out, or to start out with that being your sole income, it is going to be difficult for you to survive in it, because it means that if you have $1,000 or $10,000 and you use that $10,000 to buy goods, and here's the next part, is it goods that you have to import? Because if you have to import the goods, that's another cost. And then to find the customers to sell it to, and will they be willing to sell to pay you right off the bat? Now, I have found that the side hustle businesses that tends to take in the massives, find persons paying you right away. So things like Amway and all the other multi-level marketing businesses, they're not going to pay you right off the bat. So you have to think twice. Do I want to leave my side hustle for this? But what if while you're working your full-time job, you are establishing little routes, you're establishing little drop-off points, right? And guys, if I'm talking good tonight, please let me know so I'm talking good. I thought I would really come and talk about this tonight, because a lot of persons are looking for other ways and means of making money, guys. And nothing wrong with trying to make money, right? Nothing wrong with trying to make yourself comfortable, right? I like the fact that with a little extra income at the end of the month, I can say, well, I'm going to get my nails done. If I want to take my children out, I can take my children out. I can treat myself, I can buy, because one of the things, guys, one of the things that I have done with some of the side hustles, things that I have done, is that I have stocked myself out, right? I bought my cameras, I bought my lights, I've invested in my computers, all the things to make my production easier. And so I'm going to share with you from my own standpoint, how I have been able to get my side hustles, but I'm also sharing with you guys the realities of the side hustles. And so some of the reasons why I personally would not negotiate, or would not agree, or would not motivate you to get up and leave your 9 to 5, even if it is that you want peace of mind. The only way you're going to do that is if you're fully established, and for the most part, you have worked back the cost of the what you would probably need to put into the business, right? If you've been able to establish all of those things, you have a market, right? You have a product that is in high demand, you have a supplier that is always at your fingertip, then it is worth leaving. If not, then I say to you, take your time and work it out little by little. Don't be quick to leave. So thanks, guys. Thanks. Yeah, man, I'm happy that you guys are really getting some substance out of this. So I started writing books, guys. So the Avon thing died a natural death, because, like I said, to the point, guys, I even went ahead and I opened an Avon store. That is how serious it was. I opened a store. But then again, here's what happened now. So I opened the store for Avon. I couldn't be in it, so I got somebody to work in it. Guess what happened now, guys? That was the next thing. It's one thing when you're selling, you just go drop off the goods to somebody and pick and tell them to pay you. But when you have a store, and I rented a store space, I had rent, I had salary to pay, I had taxes to pay, I had goods that I needed to buy. And what I found is that, because this was the misconception, is that you buy 100, say I bought 100 deodorants. And in my head, I thought if I sell off the 100 deodorant, I would have had back the money to buy back. But guess what? When you are running a business, as in you have Dana, when you have a storefront, you can't wait until all the products are sold off the shelf. You have to ensure that there's always goods on the shelf. So again, the same money was needed to turn over, and that is something that I did not plan for. Then I recognized that the Avon products alone could not sustain the business. So I started trying to diversify, to go into other makeup stuff, to go into handbags, to go into jewelry. And so that's where it all went AY. Then what I discovered is that the young lady that I had in there, she was not managing stuff. Matter of fact, to make it worse, to add what do they call it? What about salt to injury or something? She was taking out the stuff, right? Because I couldn't monitor, because I was running my full-time job. She was taking out the stuff, using them out, and the whole works. So if you're just tuning in there now, we're looking tonight at, should you leave your 9 to 5 to pursue your side hustle? And if you're on Instagram Live, welcome. I'm also on YouTube Live. I'm talking about, should you leave your side hustle for YouTube? Sorry, your 9 to 5 for YouTube, or for any other side hustle venture. And so far, I think we're discovering that it is a no. You want to establish yourself first. And I'm sharing again from my standpoint as to reasons I would not want to get up and just leave, right? You want to establish a foundation first. And again, guys, sometimes it's better to have two, what is it, two bird. Marcia, I see you on. They're saying two bird, two bird in the hand is better than one. Is that how it go, Dana? So why not have your cake and eat it? Why not have a stable income where you're sure about the fixed income, right? You're sure about the income at the end of the month, or if you get paid fortnightly, you're sure about it. You're sure about the health benefits. You're sure about the staff loans, if you can get staff loans. And some places recognize you if you are employed. So the stability, right, and the certainty of being able to access other things. Why not? Hi, Hannah, welcome. Why not hold on to all of that? Right? Why not hold on to the safety net as well? Why not hold on to the fact that there is a pension as well that you can take advantage of? And while you're doing that, also run a side hustle. So you have this one lock. But then, and this one will take care of like your car payment, your mortgage, right? And any other little loans that you might need to have. But this one, the side hustle money now, that one gives you a chance now for the leisure. So you want to travel per year. If you're in the US, you want to travel to Canada, you want to travel to the Caribbean. And guys, if you've not yet been to Jamaica, if you are overseas listening to me here, if you've not been to Jamaica, it's one of the spots definitely to be during the summer. You might want to travel, right? You might want to, there are some things, like I said, you might want to invest in some of your tools that you may need for your side hustle. The side hustle money is good for that. Yeah, bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. Thank you, Birdie B. That was it. Hi, Kalia. Good night. Right. So the side hustle money, you use it to do all the other things that you wouldn't be able to use your fixed income that sometimes is already stressed. Right? So a person said they leave the 95 to pursue a side hustle because they want peace of mind. So like I said, listen, sometimes the grass look greener on the other side. It's not always the case, because if you take the time out to explore and to listen to some of the persons on YouTube who would have told you that they left their 9 to 5 job, they will tell you it was never a walk in the park. Now, the good thing about it, guys, is that there is a light at the end of the tunnel if you are prepared to put in the work. Some persons, and the reality is that some persons may not have had an option, right? You might have lost a job because of the job cuts during COVID time here, right? You might have lost a job, and so you have to start from scratch. You might have been made redundant for whatever reason. You might have been fired and have to start from scratch. That's different, guys, because in that case, we have to do a different plan for that, and to know now that you're starting from ground zero. But if you're not at ground zero, why are you putting yourself in a position to start from ground zero? Because if you think you go leaving the 95 because the people in there give you a problem, right? To move to a little side hustle that you've not yet established, you think peace of mind, you have peace of mind, that is when it all gets all topsy-turvy there. So you want to make sure that you have a plan. And so, like I said, guys, for your side hustle, you still want to have a plan. You still want to have a vision. You still want to have a goal. Like I said, this behind me here, this is my vision board, guys. This was made for me. Dana, if you're still on, thank you. She's my coach, guys. She has led me, guided me into strategizing and organizing myself, right? Because again, if you know me, guys, and if you're following all my different channels, I'm on Instagram as God's Daily Portion. I'm on there as GDP Writers Workshop. I'm over there as Uniquely Me. I'm over here on YouTube as Uniquely Me. I have a lot of stuff going on. Hey, Jen, good night. Hey, from Canada, good to see you. I have a lot of stuff going on, but I also recognize that I have to have a vision, because again, guys, listen, the next thing is that you can't allow the side hustle. Good night. You can't allow the side hustle to also run the fixed income, put it in at risk. Because again, you'll find that sometimes the side hustle, guys, in trying to establish it and trying to work it, you're up most nights trying to work it out. you're trying to make the contacts, you're trying to fix the books, you're trying to do so many things, you don't get the night's sleep, and then when you end up going to your work, your full-time job in the morning, you are a hot mess, like I would say. You're tired, and you can't go there go tell them that you were busy working on your side hustle, you were busy working all night, right? There is a guy that I made, and we want to go into some of the side hustle opportunities. There's a guy that at work, sorry, who used to do teaching. So he got onto, I forgot the name of the teaching, the online teaching platform that he was on. And it was good because guess what? The online teaching platform was he was earning twice what he was earning for his full-time income. But again, guys, it's not stable, right? And but he was coming to work tired. And so he said he had to kind of scale down a little bit because, again, the side hustle, guys, is not giving you the insurance, it's not giving you the pension, it's not giving you the health benefits unless you are prepared to take those out. So again, when you're just starting the side hustle, guys, if you are not taking the side hustle serious, if you're not establishing the side hustle properly, you can't just get up and leave the 9 to 5 and just jump over there. That's like, as they wanna say, jump out a frying pan and jump in the fire. Right? I really want to, like I said, I want to be as radical and as practical as possible. Now, going back to what I was saying about YouTube, so it took me a year. It took me almost a year and a half to get it going, to finally get it going. And even so, guys, it was a miracle. The Lord worked a miracle and caused an influencer to pick up the channel, an interview on the channel, and that has caused it to go viral. And so that has been sending, some traction this way. But again, that's over a year. Right? So should I get up and leave my full-time job for YouTube at this point? No, because here's the next thing now. So the side hustle is making money. The side hustle is making money. Do you get up and leave it again? No, because again, guys, depending on what you're doing on YouTube or some of these online businesses, they're seasonal, right? And also they are risky, meaning that, for instance, YouTube, if you put up stuff that is not in line with their policies, or if you're breaching any of their policies, guys, you run the risk of having your channel canceled. If you're in the YouTube partner program, you run the risk of being thrown out of the partner program. That's the income aspect of things there, gone. So you want to think about those things. You also want to look at other opportunities to diversify what exactly you're doing. So one of the things that I saw and noticed is that a lot of persons were printing t-shirts. And so I said to myself, but Lord, I don't wear a t-shirt everywhere. Right? But then there's so many people in this t-shirt business. And then I'm also looking at, because you always have to remember now, guys, once the market becomes saturated with a particular product, the price, when it's just coming in, the price is high because the product, the demand for it is high when there are less, what you call it, the marketing and economics people, help me out here. When you have a product, less of the product and more buyers, then is what you call it macro. Is that what it means? You have the chances of you doing well is great. But when you have the case where there's several players in the market with the same product, everybody competing for the same market, then you run the risk of the price going down. What is it that Marcia said? I don't leave my full-time job until my event planning business was like 8 years in. Oh, that's nice, Marcia. That's nice. Right? Right. So you want to also look at what exactly are you going into, right? So let's go back to some of the side hustles, guys. So you have the something there job. You have the teaching job. You can offer your services on platforms such as Upwork, Fiverr. And guys, this is not a sponsored thing because I'm not an affiliate for any of those. I'm just giving those out. So there's no what you call it now? There's no subscription money. There's no money that I'm making from this. So this is just This is just me just talking off the bat and just giving you ideas of side hustle opportunities that you can take on. I see a number of persons diving into bitcoins and those things. I don't know anything about bitcoins, guys, but I see people talking about it as a side hustle. There are other investment opportunities. One of the things I do know for sure is that if you have the money like that and you are able to buy you're able to buy another house or another property, you can look at rental. If you have the money, can buy a car, an extra car, you can look at renting out the car, you can look at running taxi with the car, right? You can look at putting it in with, for instance, like I know delivery is, everybody's buying a bike, everybody's starting up a delivery business. Those are some things that you can go into. But again, guys, you want to measure your investment as against what you the gains from it. And you must also measure the losses, guys. Because like any good business, you're going to have some losses. Sometimes too, guys, you might not recover the money. Hey Denise, you might not recover the money fast enough. So for instance, let me give you an example. So I started writing in what, 2015, I think, 2015 or 2016, guys. And then in 2017, I think it was, I did a big investment in one of my books. Yes, it became bestseller, but I can tell you that I have not made back the money from that. It cost me, I think what, maybe over 2,000 US to get that book alone out. I have not recovered that money. There was another venture that I went into to work on marketing my books. That cost me a whole bag of money again. Hey, Destiny from Canada, good to see you. I've not been able to recover that money either. I have proceeded to purchase lights and I've gone 2 cameras now to expand on the business. Again, I have not recovered those monies as yet. What else? I have bought systems and apps and those kind of things that again I have not yet recovered the money. So the thing is, depending on what you're going into, you have to look at it. Has to be for long term, medium to long term. If you're going in for short term, then you have to recognize that it's not going to, it depends on what it is that you're going into. Once you're going to have to put in some money in it, you have to measure and calculate how quickly can you make back that money. If you're just tuning in again, guys, tonight we're looking at, should you leave your full-time job for side hustle opportunities such as YouTube or any of the others? Should you leave your job for it? What are the pros and the cons? What are the advantages and disadvantages? You want to measure all the different things. If you're, for instance, going to buy a car, guys, so let's use it here in Jamaica. Let's use Jamaican dollars. A regular car, to say run taxi or put in the rental system, might cost you say $1 million, and that could be like about 10,000 US dollars. Right off the bat, I can tell you guys that if you're going to rental, you're not going to make back that 10,000 US right off the bat. I would say give yourself, depending on how much you're renting it for, give yourself at least a year, right, before you can look at reaping back that benefit. Again, if you're going to buy a house and say you're going to try to rent the house, for the most part, a house, a 2-bedroom house here is going to cost you somewhere about say $16,000, 15, what am I talking, 15 or 16 million dollars, and that would work out to being about 140,000 US. Now, can you make back that money in a year? No, unless you're planning on selling the house. So again, you want to look at how much do you have to invest, right? How much do you have to invest? How much time do you have to invest that money? When are you looking back at reaping back that money? And the next thing, guys, is that if you were to throw back all your costs in there, when you break it out for persons to recover, to offer that service at a cost to others, can you really put it back out for that? Because let's give an example. When I look at how much I put into producing one of my books, guys, if I should sell back my books really at the cost of what it costs me to recover the funds in say a year, I would be selling a book for maybe $9,000. Now, who is going to purchase a book for $9,000? No, don't get me wrong. You can. Hello, Tremaine. Good night. You can sell back a book for $9,000 in a, guys. You can. But again, what kind of book can you sell back for $9,000? Right? So you have to be realistic in looking at deciding if you're going to leave your 9 to 5 to take on your side hustles. You have to calculate the cost. And so that's why I thought I would really come on here tonight and really talk with us regarding, getting up and making that quick decision. You make a one lick and you hit it and you say, boy, I'm just going to leave. But is it worth leaving, guys? Have you calculated the risk? Have you calculated the cost, right? Have you calculated, can you sustain the momentum? Because let me share something again with you guys. Some of the businesses that I have ventured into, I use my lunchtime and I go and I say I drop off, right? But I can't do that every day. Now, yes, if I was free of my job, yeah, I could do all the drop-offs I want. But do I have the market to do all the drop-offs? So you want to think about that. Affiliate marketing, guys, is another thing that is big. And so there are a lot of persons. I'm looking for the ones, some affiliate marketing, not affiliate marketing, but some affiliate programs to be a part of. Because again, too, that's also another one, guys, that the affiliate marketing programs, you also want to look at what is the commission to you? What is it taking out of you to promote somebody else's product? And what cost what will it cost you, and what will the profit be to you? So for instance, let's give an example. Let's say you're going to promote a healthy product, such as a healthy drink. It costs you $10 for the drink, right? Or to promote the drink, it's $10, but what you're going to get back from it is $1. Is it worth it? What kind of market do you have to promote that kind of thing? Can you get it sold in bulk? Or is it that it's just some one sales you're going to be getting? Is it that this month you're going to make it, next month you're not going to make it? Because guys, if that's the case, then again, it's not worth your time. It's not worth your time, or it's worth understanding the business some more. It is worth getting involved in some coaching programs and that kind of thing, so that you can position yourself to win a little bit better. Now, the next thing I want to share with you guys is that a lot of us want to make money, but we don't want to put in the work, and we don't want to put in the resources. We don't want to put in, not all, we just want to jump into something and expect to reap. It don't work like that. If you buy a house today, guys, you know that, especially if you're here in Jamaica, there are several things you have to do to the house. It not come ready done. Right? Yes, it comes for some. If you're purchasing from some of the more reputable developers, but it don't come with no grills. So you have to go buy. You have to go put in your grills. It might not come with any AC. You have to put in AC. Depending on the yard space, it not come with no fencing. So you have to put in the fencing. You have to put in something, guys. Anything at all that you're going to go into, it's going to require some form of investment from you, even if it is simply frame of mind, mindset. It's going to require something of you. So you have to look at what it is that you're going into. We like to come on, and we hear everybody talking about Bitcoin. And so, because everybody talking about Bitcoin, we just jump on and we just say we're going to invest in a Bitcoin. Well, I don't know what is Bitcoin. I see a number of people saying that they're selling their Bitcoin and that kind of thing. I'm not going to just jump up, because again, that's money that you have to invest. We see some of these, again, multi-level businesses coming up, and everybody's telling you, oh, little money. You remember Cash Plus? Those of you in Jamaica and those of you who are overseas, we had this thing called Cash Plus that came out. And guys, let me tell you something. I don't know who in Jamaica Cash Plus never catch. Right? All of a sudden, and we heard that there was this place, you invest money, and they were giving back like, I don't remember what the percentage was like, but the return on your investment was ridiculously high. Now, because I'm in banking, and based on the climate that we were in at the time, the investment was kind of unrealistic. The Cash Plus Yes, Alicia, the Cash Plus bus. Everybody was catching that bus, girl. Everybody was jumping on that Cash Plus bus. Now, here's the thing, because I think it was 10%, because I remember like somebody had invested. I'd heard that somebody had invested like $9 million and they were getting back $900,000 per month. And based on the climate that we were in, we said, no, man, that's not realistic. And then what they had done is that they told persons to keep the principal. So you can pull the interest, but let the principal stay. Now, unless, surely never catch me, Tremaine, Lord Jesus, unless you had gotten into Cash Plus at the start, unless you got in at the start, those who came in on the end are the ones who really lost. Because let me explain to you, multi-level marketing businesses are like a triangle. They start out broad, and then they peak. And after a while, those businesses are going to peak. They catch you to the knees. Yeah, man. So let me tell you how I didn't get catch, guys. For me, how me see it, me have to test everything first. So I said, no, man, let me watch first. But everybody had talk about Cash Plus, Cash Plus, Cash Plus. And then everybody was coming, with their checks and showing their interest and stuff. So, of course, deciding with my husband, say, yeah, make we draw some money and see if we can go invest it in Cash Plus. God was so good. The day when we were to go, something happened that we never go. And the next day is when all hell broke loose with Cash Plus. And so that is how Cash Plus never leave with my money. That's how that boss, Alicia, did not escape with my money. Because I would have gotten caught. And there's so many people who got caught in it. There's a friend of mine, he's dead now. He got all of his pension money, all of his redundancy money. And he just took it and he went and he just dumped it on Cash Plus because the interest, and he had got in a time when he could have pulled back his his principal. But you know what happened, guys? Sometimes we're a little bit greedy. We're a little greedy and we want it now, right? We want it now. So we something there. We we hear things are happening and we just jump on and we not bother think. Right? You have to be thinking. If you're going to do the side hustle thing, guys, you have to think about the side hustle. You have to think about the kind of side hustle you're going into. You have to look on the investment. You have to look on the pros. You have to look on the cons. And guys, let me tell you something. Don't be afraid to ask your questions. If it sounds too good to be true, normally it is too good to be true. So I'm learning that the older I become, the wiser I have become. So guys, I think I have said a mouthful. There are several side hustles. Oh God, Denise, hush, Lord. There are several side hustle, guys, that you can go into and you can take your time and ride it and build something out of it. I say take the time and educate yourself. Take the time and do your research as well, guys. Don't give away show for unsure. And show definitely Jennifer. Just Jacqueline Burke. Jennifer, exactly what happened to me too. Saved in the nick of time. Yes, girl. Ask your questions. Do your research, guys. Do your research. Not just because you hear so one person make it, that no means that I've at the same luck. Puss and dog them say don't have the same luck. So you want to make sure that you are doing your checks and you understand what you're getting yourself into, right? Anything at all I have found, any ideas that I see come to my mind, I realize I need to go and research it online, because there's always somebody else with the same kind of business idea. Thanks, Denise. There's somebody else with the same kind of business idea, guys, and so you can learn from them. So these are not the time when you hoard ideas anymore and you hold you don't want nobody know and them kind of stuff. No. It is worth sharing. I have no problem sharing what I've learned, guys. What I've learned about the book industry, what I've learned about the YouTube industry, and I'm still learning. Right. I took the time and I invested in a coach, guys, who has been guiding me, because somebody else, let me tell you something. God never make all of it the same way. He gave different ones of us different spices for different areas. And so you want to go into an area that you don't have the spice for, somebody else has this spice. find that person and take the time and invest a little money in that area so that you can better your craft. I don't have the full 101 or the full 100 or the time, for instance, to work through the whole thing of putting out a book, but I have learned the process. However, what I do is that I invest in other persons. I invest in an editor. I invest in a formatter and somebody who can upload it to Amazon for me. I know how to do it. But the thing is, I don't have the time. And at the same time, I want my product to be good, right? So I look at that and then I realize there's the marketing side of it. No, that might take a whole heap again of money. And so you have to look again, how much money do you have to invest at this point? And the money from the side hustle, guys, let me just give you a little tip. Instead of banking on the money from the side hustle, instead of you looking at using the money from the side hustle to go buy shoes and clothes and travel for the starters, why not use it, guys, to pump back into the business and get the business going how you want the business to be going? Because in another year or so, after investing properly in the business, then you will have all that money that you need, right? Or at least the business will start to break even, as they will say, and begin to make your profit that you can live off it. So long and short, to wrap up all of what we just said, all of what I just said is that one, I wouldn't leave my full-time job at this moment for YouTube, even if thank you. Even if YouTube is paying me the same money as my current job, I would not leave it. It just means that I have two. Instead of having just one, I have two. So don't gamble. I'm not a gambler. So don't gamble, right? I'm very, what do you call it? My risk tolerance does not exist. So I'm not going to gamble. So I like the fact that I have two. I have my stable income. I have my peace of mind with a stable income. I can work out anything else at my work. I can take vacation and sick leave and all of those things to deal with the stress, right? And make sure that I still have a stable income. My family can still look forward to a stable income at the end of the month. I can still look forward to being able to drive the car that I want because I can afford the car payment. I can afford to live in my house because I have my mortgages covered. I can rest assured and have the peace of mind that if anybody in the family gets sick, we have our insurance. So that's the fixed income, right? And the stability of being employed. And thank God for my employment, right? But then when it comes now to the side hustle now is what I'm looking forward to. One, pursue my passion. Two, to be able to enjoy some of the finer things in life that I am not able to enjoy. And so while I'm at it, I'm learning, right? I'm learning and I'm bringing you guys along. This platform, again, guys, is to help you guys to grow. So it's a platform for women to share their stories, but it is also a platform that I want to use to educate women and to help women to build a legacy and to be their best self. So with that, let me just share the big announcement, guys. So if you're on my Instagram page, that's over on Uniquely Me TV Talk Show, I have been sharing over there that I'm looking for persons who are pursuing a side hustle business and would want to be featured. So next week, Thursday Night Live, I'm going to showcase maybe my first one or two side hustle woman who is in her side hustle. They're going to come and share, what has been some of the things that they have seen handling their side hustle business. What are some tips that they can share with us? And, if it's something that you want to pursue, how you could look at pursuing that. So we are going to make sure we're making use of this platform, guys. So thank you, guys. Saturday night, you would have seen me. I've already put out the trailer for what is coming this Saturday night on Uniquely Me. I have Kimberly Cuvily. Most of you know her as Sparta. Destiny Sparta, some know her Psychodol. She will be coming on. She'll be sharing her story, guys. Quite an interesting story. And like I said, there are several other stories there, guys. So make sure that you're following them. Wrapping it up, guys. The period poverty campaign is still on. I am putting in place various places that you can drop off your sanitary napkins if you're one of those who want to contribute your pack of sanitary napkin. We're going after 1,000, guys. So far, I have gotten 5 packs, but we're going after 1,000 packs of sanitary napkins. So I hope you will join me on this. If you're in Jamaica, guys, you can anywhere in Jamaica, you can go to the Knutsford and send me something. Let me know. I'll tell you which location to have them drop it off so that I can pick it up. And that will be your contribution. All right. So thank you, guys. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm noticing YouTube is telling me that 92% of persons who are visiting the channel are not subscribers. You can imagine if all of you were subscribing to the channel. Yeah, you'll be with my side hustle. So guys, put it out there and just subscribe, and of course hit the notification bell. Let me know, guys, if you're enjoying this, if you're enjoying the Thursday Night Live, if you enjoyed tonight's talking, of course, do me a beg, just give me a thumbs up now. Give me a thumbs up, and let me know that you've enjoyed it. And please go over to Instagram at Uniquely Me TV and follow me there also. Where can I drop off my Lustra? Where are you? Are you in Jamaica? If you're in Kingston, you can go to Earth Elements. That is on Savannah Plaza, and drop it off there. If you are anywhere else, then you can go to the Knutsford and tell them to drop it. You're sending it, well, you're going to have to let me know that you've sent it to the Spanish Town Depot, and I'll pick it up from there. Come on over to Instagram, and we can talk there. All right, guys. Thank you. Yes, guys, give me the thumbs up that you enjoyed tonight. We are not leaving our 9 to 5. We are staying with our 9 to 5, and we are going to find a side hustle to work, guys. We are definitely working a side hustle. Every woman that I'm coming across, whether you're in Canada, US, Panama, Cayman, Trinidad, Kenya, we are definitely. Yes, I have a PayPal, Birdie. So talk with me, Birdie. I think I have my number somewhere up there that we can talk, right? As it relates to how we're going to fine tune that. So guys, we're definitely doing the side hustle, right? With the full-time job, because guess what? We want 2 birds in the hand, right? And we're not letting go nothing. All right, thank you, guys. So that's it from me. I am going to leave you guys here on YouTube and on Instagram. Thank you so much, guys, for keeping me company. I really hope you got some substance out of this, and that you will tell somebody that, listen, every Thursday night, this is the place to be, because big things are going. And like I said, next week we're going to be featuring some persons. I think I'm going to have my girl from Cayman. I think it is Cayman or Trinidad. She's going to be sharing all about her hair business. So lots of exciting things coming up on the channel. So good night. Take care. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. I totally enjoyed your company. All right. Bye-bye. Make sure you're liking and subscribing, guys. And see you Saturday night, where we do, an episode. We premiere it live, and we do the chat again to talk about the episode. So take care. Bye-bye. And Instagram, I'm going to close.